Florida, where streets turned into raging rivers. Water levels rose several feet high and moved with a swift current. A house fire also erupted there, burning out of control for some time. Milton's outer bands created, get this, at least 20 tornadoes across central and southern Florida. Those twisters tore homes to shreds from Fort Myers to Fort Pierce and may have caused a number of deaths. And Milton's winds were so violent they ripped apart the roof of its Tropicana Stadium in St. Petersburg, and dozens of first responders were actually sheltering there. You can see parts of the roof completely torn off, exposing stadium lights and the inner workings of the baseball field that is home, typically, to the Tampa Bay Rays. Milton made landfall around 8:30 p.m. Wednesday as a dangerous Category 3 near Siesta Key, which is just south of Sarasota. Nearly 3 million homes and businesses are without power this morning. And now as Milton moves east, inland areas are dealing with high winds and they're bracing for more flooding. Some areas have already launched recovery efforts, but storm surge is still a threat. Hurricane and tropical storm warnings remain in place for much of the state. We begin with CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides in Tampa, who has been up all night and throughout all of this. And I know it's early, Christian, but what is the situation from as far as you can see it?
Errol, good morning. Well, it appears that in the Tampa Bay area, this has primarily been a wind event. I mean, you saw what happened at Tropicana Field. There are also reports of a crane that collapsed in St. Petersburg, about 30 minutes from where we're located. The bridges into St. Petersburg remain closed this morning as they're trying to assess the damage. I mean, it's sort of a wait and see once the sun is up, getting a look at what sort of damage the storm caused. Here where we're located, we're on Davis Island in Tampa. To give you a sense of where that is, if you'll recall that viral video of the floodwaters going up against the floodgate at Tampa General Hospital, we are right around the corner from that. All of this debris is left over from Hurricane Helene, and there was just so much concern that the debris could potentially clog up the storm drains. But as you can see, the drains here in this part of Tampa are working. That is good news for this community that was just absolutely destroyed by Helene, in the sense that so many people lost all of their personal belongings, which are out on the street. Now, the major concern is Milton made landfall about an hour south of us, and we know that south of the eye is where you see some of the devastating storm surge. Down there, you've got communities like Fort Myers Beach, you've got communities like Sanibel Island, which 2 years ago were absolutely decimated by Hurricane Ian. So many of those communities are still rebuilding. I've been going there since Hurricane Ian. I know that they're working hard to rebuild. So hearing that Milton may have had an effect down there is just truly heartbreaking. At this point, as I mentioned, it's a wait and see. Once daylight is here, we'll see what sort of damage Milton left behind.
The next 30 minutes, daylight will be there in about 30 minutes. Christian,